So we're speaking today with Stephen, one of the co-founders of AJ Connect. So Stephen, what is your business?
So we are a specialist recruitment consultancy for SME businesses across the UK. We specialise in finance, marketing and sales recruitment.
And when did you start the business?
October 2020.
Okay, and that was right in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. So did the COVID-19 pandemic have, or did it affect your plans to start the business in any way at all?
It actually prompted us to start the business. Essentially, Martin and I, the other co-founder, and also Deborah, the third and final co-founder, Martin and I put a business case together during our time on furlough. So it basically gave us the kick to start it.
Did the COVID-19 pandemic present any problems to your plans at all?
It presented problems in the way of making it harder to get jobs on the board initially or make sales initially, because people were very uncertain of what was going to happen. So job flow and business was quite slow for the first, say, 5 or 6 months.
And did you have any specific plans to sort of remedy those problems?
The plans and remedy it was all about updating the systems in the way that we've always done it. So that's where we now use AI and automation technologies, lean on the virtual assistants to help with our business growth.
And so how did you come to hear about the apprentice employer grant?
Well, it was actually through Deborah that we found out about it, but it was very much not. It was never forced on us to do it. It was all, this is the apprentice employer grant, what it's all about, and then we made a decision after that.
Prior to starting the business, what was your understanding of the term apprenticeship?
It was probably somebody or someone who maybe didn't want to go to university and wanted to get into work immediately.
And so has the understanding of the term apprenticeship changed since then? And if it has, why?
I think it has, yeah, because the two guys that we've got working for us, they did go through university, and then for whatever reason, they've maybe not struggled, but they've going through graduate programs, etc. They've not secured something through that means. So the apprentice is now another way to get into the working world.
And how did you hear about direct partners?
It was through Deborah again and Martin.
And you mentioned about the two employees that you took on at the start of the business. How did you feel at the time about taking on two inexperienced employees?
I was quite uncertain about it because both Martin and I were very new to the business. We took them on in February 21, started the business in October 2020. So we'd only been up and running for circa 4 months. So we hadn't really got our feet under the desk and running. So taking on 2 additional heads and then devoting the time needed to them was quite worrying at the time. But yeah, that's what I would say.
You mentioned the time that it took. So how much time, if you can remember, did you have to dedicate to sort of training and mentoring the employees?
I would say it was probably a 50-50 split of doing the day job and then the day job of recruitment and business development, and then supporting Hamish and Paul through the systems, the processes, and just the day-to-day running of a recruitment desk.
So quite a sacrifice at the time. So all things considered, with the benefit and the benefit of hindsight, would you say you've had a return on your investment?
I would say yes. By now, yes, and in future, we're going to be reaping the rewards. If we've not had a full return on investment by now, throughout the course of year 2 in the business, we definitely will, and more.
And so are the employees in question still with AJ Connect?
Yeah, they are.
And how are they getting on now in their work after getting a foot in the door and some experience behind them?
Yeah, they're doing great. I mean, they're managing their own desks now, so their own sort of subspecialisms within AJ Connect. So Paul's looking at all finance recruitment. Paul's looking at all marketing recruitment. Hamish looking at all finance recruitment, and they're developing those desks through candidate and client outreach.
And so has the apprentice employer grant benefited the business?
Yes.
Yes. And we now include apprentices in your employment strategy?
Yeah, that's kind of going to be our strategy moving forward, is a whole sort of grow your own type model, and that is to really instill the values and the process procedures of AJ Connect.
And so what advice would you give to employers then who are looking to take on a new apprentice?
I would say go through direct partners, because essentially what you get going through a specialist organisation or a specialist company is that you get the cream of the crop of the apprentices. For example, Paul and Hamish had excellent business acumen, brilliant education behind them, very smart, switched on guys, and I think if we were to go somewhere else with no guidance, then we wouldn't have got as good quality.
Perfect. That's us finished, Stephen. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.
That's great. Cheers.